Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to do a Transformers review. We're going to do a couple Bumblebees. This one is from the Studio Series 86 series. And I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked. I couldn't find where this one was from. I think it was right around between like Combiner Wars and the Titans Returns, but I couldn't find anything definitive on it. So I'm not actually 100% sure on where he's from. They did take two different stylistic choices with these. This is obviously the more Volkswagen Beetle type, especially with the front. It's angled a little bit differently in the back. But they did put some good detail in it, especially on like the front with the bumper and the headlights. It's nice that they did that in the silver paint. Nice Autobot symbol there. Detailing for the little door there. He does come with a little gun. Actually not bad, and I'm pretty sure... Get him out of the way, it's not focusing on the thing. There we go. Sure, I mean, I don't really remember a time when Bumblebee actually used a laser pistol, but there it is. And it's got the little tab on it. It just plugs right back there where the wheel, the spare tire should be. As far as this, kind of more of a two-door sedan. And even it's got some nice little detailing up there on the front. Oh, I actually never noticed the license plate there. I don't know what 100 STRA is, though. Do you have the... No, he does not. Compare him with a couple things. Here's the Studio Series 86 Cliff Jumper. So they're both actually not quite as long. And even this came with some nice detailing. But anyway, here they are next to that Sideswipe from Siege. Of course, much smaller. And then here they are next to the, what was it, the Earthrise Prime. Let's transform the older one first, just because it's going to be more of a pain in the butt. Go ahead and just separate back here, lift this whole section up, go ahead and fold that down and in, and then these will peg out. And go ahead and move them arms down. For the legs, just kind of pull them out and push them into the correct position, which is down as a foot. And then this is on kind of like a double hinge. So you want it to become a flat piece, and then there's a little peg there and a little hole there, and those will connect it. And then it's basically done. If you want to turn those this way. And yeah, he's done. He didn't come with any guns or anything, so I didn't lose anything for once. In on the head sculpt, which they did a pretty damn good job with. Nice to have the main face peeked out in that kind of grayish with the baby blue eyes. Autobot symbol on the top, or chest now. Yeah, I was just checking the back. I saw the technical stuff. It doesn't have a year, so I couldn't track that down either. That's a shame. Yeah, I don't know where he's from. Not a big fan of this one. My main things is this will come off relatively easily during transformation. I have that pop off several times. I don't like that it's not the traditional VW. I know there were some issues going into the Babe films where they were like, no, we don't want, Bumblebee associate or our product associated with like that kind of realistic on-screen violence. So or something like that. I don't know what the deal was. Anyway, they changed him into a Camaro instead of a Volkswagen Beetle, which then they kind of brutalized that in the movie anyway. So yeah, that's probably why he's not a Beetle, which is like whatever. Transformation for him is a little bit more difficult, just because there's a little bit more to it, and you'll see some kind of aspects from a little bit of Cliff Jumper in there, not too much. Yeah, first you're going to go ahead and pop the back, actually be the engine, from the bottom and up, and that'll kind of separate that. Next, you can splay the arms out, and then go ahead and, it's kind of hard. I mean, it's exactly how I showed, just from the top, pinch it and pull it down. And then these will accordion out as well, because he's got several different joints in his legs to help with the transformation. Now, I thought this little bit was ingenious. So he's got these little pegs on his feet here. And then he's got these little flaps on his heels here. And then you actually fold these in. Get that one out of the way. And then I kind of just put my thumb here. And then clip it on there, and actually creates a decent working foot. And then just go ahead and do the same for this side. And then you're going to go ahead and just bend the body to an upright position. Twist these down. And actually twist them all the way around and put them in the back. Now for his head, you're going to pull this open, and it's kind of in there. It's kind of on this weird like inner joint thing, and you're going to pull the head. It is rough. It is a tight joint. And then this will recess into this little cavity here. And then go ahead and close that up. And I've done this about 100 times, and I thought of a good way of explaining this, and I can't. So you just kind of push it down, more or less. And we have a more standard G1 accurate Bumblebee. Also, his face sculpt. I like it a little bit better than the other one. I'm trying to think of, is it just bigger? It's got that more kind of dome shape where it's a little wider at the cheekbone or just below the cheeks, whereas this one's more like a helmet. I don't know. This one just feels a little bit better. They really went out of their way for the Studio 86 series. Just had some gorgeous figures in it. And this among them. If you're a fan of Bumblebee and you can still get this thing, I highly recommend it. The only thing I have an issue with is he's a bit wide at the torso. He's kind of got the kibble from that. And like this, the arm deal was kind of the bit from Cliff Jumper where they rotate and kind of go around. Speaking of Cliff Jumper and all that, let's go ahead and do a couple of comparisons. So here he is with that Cliff Jumper, or they really are with Cliff Jumper. I mean, obviously different molds. It looks like some of the engineering, just a tiny bit, is similar. Again, the arms are vaguely similar to Cliff Jumper's, but not really. And even the arms, these are on like swivels, these are on ball joints. He has a full waist swivel. This one does not have the waist swivel. So I guess just another strike against it. But yeah, these are about the right height for each other. He's a little bulky too. Here they are next to Sideswipe. Again, it's a good size for him. Should be smaller than the Deluxes. I don't know that these would be classified as like Legend class. Maybe this one, but Legends tend to be just a tiny bit smaller. And then here they are next to Optimus Prime. Which, that's fair. It was really hard to get them both. There we go. Kind of in conclusion, like, I would definitely, if you're a fan of Bumblebee, try to get this one if you can. This one, I really didn't like it. It just, I mean, I don't know. I didn't like him being the sedan. It just feels weird. Which is weird, too, because it's like, I almost don't mind the Camaro. Like, I think there's enough of it, and you kind of see what they're going for. I don't know. I really like this one, though. It's nice that he comes with a little gun, too. But, as far as the next review, I'm not sure. I might do some older figures. We will see how that goes, honestly. But until then, we'll catch it. Maybe I'll do some of the other kind of smaller guys. Like, I have a Warpath that I just love to death. There's a Cosmos that I have. He's really amazing, which I actually just got him recently, even though he was released maybe 2 years ago. But basically, there was a certain store that he's a store exclusive. And they just ramshacked the price way the hell up. I mean, they were charging I think at one point $80 for him, and it's like, this is a Hasbro freaking $35 freaking figure. Why are you charging $80 for it? I'm actually seeing the same thing with the last component for Devastator that needs to release for Mixmaster on their website. He's $89. It's why the hell are you charging $89 for a $30 figure? Is it just because everybody wants it? Talk about just the most asinine thing. It's like, here's our MSRP, which means market recommended price, market standard recommended price, something like that. It's what they basically should be charging for the thing. Is it $30? And then Walmart's like, well, we don't have that much of them right now, so we're just going to charge over double for it. And it's freaking ridiculous. And they did the same thing with the Cosmos. And it was like, it's just, I mean, excuse my language, but it's total bullshit to do that. I wasn't really planning on ranting on about prices right now. I was just thinking what else I was going to do. But yeah, and so they're doing the same exact thing with Mixmaster. He's not even out yet. He's not even supposed to release until October. But you can pre-order him for $89, and it's fucking ridiculous. It is so stupid. I really just, sometimes I hate ordering from them, but it's a very well-known site or store. I'm not gonna call them out. We can probably guess who it is at this point, but I'm not gonna name them. But it's total corporate greed at that point. And it's like, for what? A fucking kid's toy? It's so dumb. You are charging $80, the same that you would pay for one piece of the King Poseidon that I own. That's a figure that's around $100 figure, not a Hasbro on the shelf figure. But it irritates me that they did that with Cosmos, because it took so long for me to get him. And it's like, just jack up the supply. If you're gonna have, he was a store exclusive, and it's like, if you're gonna do a store exclusive, have them in store. I think I saw one at one time, but it was past payday, and by I was gonna get paid the next day or something. So it was a little tight. So it's like, I didn't have the cash to get him. And then he was gone. And it's just these people that I know what'll happen. People will go in stores, they basically hunt them down. I've seen the same people do this shit for Hot Wheels too. It's so stupid. It's like Hot Wheels $1 to what? Well, that's when I vaguely got into the Hot Wheels thing when I was a lot younger, and they were $1.50 each. I don't know, maybe they're $3 or $4 now for a stupid little Hot Wheels car, and it's like, yeah, people do the same thing. It's like, oh, I know this one's rare, so I'm gonna go buy them all up and then sell them on eBay for like 5 times the price, and it's so stupid. But anyway, that's my rant about that crap now, or for now. I'll probably break it up again when I do the Cosmos review, so I apologize. But yeah, so I might do Cosmos. I have a Warpath that I just absolutely love. There's a couple more characters that are actually just released not too long ago. I have the Gears, which is in store now. Maybe I'll go over that one. I think the character's name is Huffer. I have him, and then the dude that got blasted on the ship on the movie Hound. I have him. Yeah, spoiler alert in case you haven't seen it like 4 years ago. I have the studio series for him, so maybe I'll go over some of those other little guys. But that's gonna wrap it up. I'm sorry I went on the tangent. Just that kind of crap pisses me off so badly. But anyway, yeah, so maybe we'll hit some of those little guys on the next review. Until then, we'll catch you later. Sorry about the rant. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.